Well, that was a really shitty end to what was actually a pretty good week. It's the Pucknologists. It's fucking now, I guess. But of course, if you want to be part of the show, hit us up on all the social media platforms. If you want to get your shit to the front of the line tonight, all you need is a super chat and we will get your nonsense on the screen. If you don't want to give Google any money, you can also Venmo us at Tealtown USA. Yeah, it's like we need to get through this shit, man. Like it's I think this is going to be a little spicy because of the game tonight, but really it was a good week.
It was a good week, but it's just so weird that the Sharks are, for whatever reason, saying, okay, every 2 weeks we're going to give up 7 goals and we're going to shit the bed. But following that game, we're going to peel off 3 wins minimum. And you know what? 750, pretty good save or pretty good win percentage last time I looked.
Yeah.
So if I guess what I'm saying is the Sharks are about to go on a 4-game road trip. Expect them to win the next 3.
There you go, man. I mean, I guess we got to talk about the game tonight because Jesus Christ, do we ever?
Oh yeah, we start with the Pucknologists takeover.
That's right. Yeah.
So we start with the one you just saw, and what the fuck is it going to take for the Sharks to beat these clowns?
A lot of things. I don't know.
So annoying.
It is. Yeah, it's definitely not the team you want to lose to.
Well, and that's the whole thing is I got in it with Kenneth Sinbin a little bit tonight, and he wrote like some fantastical article last December, and all it does is sit there and go, since the Vegas Golden Knights have come to the league, they have, the Sharks have been their bitch the entire time and blah, 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 with the exception of, like that really important game. But aside from that one, all the other games, Vegas has owned the Sharks and blah, 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 blah. And it just blows me away because in my mind, I'm like, dude, how long have the Knights been around? Like 8 seasons? 9, like
forever. It feels like
it's like 8, but I think it's like maybe 7 or 8 seasons, and dude is talking like it's 30. But I'm like, you know what? Bless your heart. The fact that this team has, I mean, let's be honest, the Sharks have not been competitive since. That one really important game that they beat the Golden Knights. But since then, which has been like, I don't know, the last 5-6 seasons, they've been horrible because they're going through a rebuild. Somehow that never makes it in as part of his story. It's always, Vegas just owns the Sharks. And I'm going,
I hope so.
And I'm like, I would hope a good team owns a bad team. Like, really? This is what you're like rah about? Everything is cyclical. I remember a very good Sharks team at one point that, for whatever reason, could not win in Buffalo, despite the fact that Buffalo would never make the playoffs.
Right.
The Sharks were going to the playoffs all the time. But for whatever reason, when the Sharks would go to Buffalo, couldn't fucking win. Don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden something switched, and I'm pretty sure the Sharks have won, despite sucking, despite being a very bad team over the last 5 or 6 seasons, for whatever reason, the Sharks don't lose in Buffalo now. So it's like, Ken, buddy, I respect you, but dial this shit down. It's cyclical. There will be a time when the Sharks are
It's
dog
just such a
walking
weird
the
thing.
Knights.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there will be a time when the Knights get dog walked by the Sharks, and there's going to be all these people that bust out his tweets going, "This you?" and but like,
yeah.
bring it down.
Media.
Break it down.
All right. Megan, a Slipknot coming in hot with the $20 super chat. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on and ad free. I love my dad to death, but he's a Knights fan. I'm sorry. So I'm going to roll my eyes at this one. LOL. All in fun. Cheers, boys. Cheers to you too, my friend.
It's all in fun, of course.
Yeah.
Again, it's just kind of when I see posts like that, it's just like, oh, okay. I remember my first beer, my first game too. Fine, whatever. Like again, and
it's just such a weird flex.
Exactly, and I know Ken is better than that. Like he is knowledgeable, so that when I see those things, it's just like this fucking guy cannot let go of the 5-minute major. He just can't. But anyway, we went back and forth a little bit on the Tweety, and I think we might have him on some time between now and the end of the season, just so we can do like 10, 15 minutes of, okay, here's why it doesn't matter that it was a 10-minute or a 5-minute, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. But anyway.
Even Joe Pavelski said it wasn't a 5-minute major. But...
Yeah, and see, that's the whole thing. Here's the point. Doesn't matter. The referees called what they called, and that's fine.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I don't give a shit if it was a 5-minute, 8-minute, 10-minute. Don't fucking care. Fact of the matter is, it was the second time in hockey history that a team allowed 4 goals in a 5-minute major. Was that on the officials? No. So shut the fuck up. Anyway.
All right.
Dude, I cannot believe the Sharks did not hit 20 shots on goal tonight. Oh, no, wait a minute. Hold on. They just did the update. They literally hit 20 shots.
They had 20 shots on goal. So...
First period was fine.
Jack Eichel opens the scoring, gets his 15th of the season. I don't think there's... This was fine. I didn't think there was much Askarov could have done on this one. Colin Graff gets his 12th of the year to respond. We have a 1-1 game, and then the Sharks get into penalty trouble, and you can't get into penalty trouble with this team.
No. Oh, and Alex say, remind Ken that the Sharks won Game 6 on a shorty. Yeah, and who scored that? Tomas Hertl, double overtime. I remember. But anyway, yeah. You know what the thing was for me tonight is after the first period, you kind of go, "Hey, look." They didn't start off well, but it was kind of like, well, they played last night. But then again, Vegas played last night in Vegas.
Played last night. Correct.
Yeah, so it's like you would have expected the Sharks to turn out a little bit better. I don't know what it is about 5 o'clock games on a Sunday that the Sharks historically do not perform well. But after the first period, you're down 2-1, and it's, again, against a team that, for whatever reason, this season has had your number.
Yes.
Significantly so just a couple of weeks ago. That was the thing for me, is I was really hoping that Warsofsky or whoever was going to put some money on the board tonight saying, these guys kicked your ass the last time you saw 7-2. Like, let's make a statement tonight. And being down 2-1 after the first, I was like, well, hey, throughout the halfway mark of this season, I would be one of the first people to say the Sharks, wrong or right, they have been a second half of the game team. You know, there's been plenty of times that they didn't show up that well in the first, but second, third, they're like, oh, we're playing hockey. Okay, we can do that.
Isaac coming with super chat, 199 super chat. Ran into Jules before the game. Go Sharks! Oh, I hope that was a good meeting, and thank you again for supporting the show and keeping us ad free. We appreciate you.
So after the first period, you're feeling like you're probably feeling okay. Yes.
Yeah. I thought I don't think the Sharks played a particularly good period, but the fact that it was a 1-goal game, I think they were lucky to be down only 1 goal in the first period. So, you're hoping that you can get some late game heroics or whatever, like we've kind of seen lately. I mean, the Sharks, that's kind of been their bread and butter all week, is coming back from deficits to win games. But the second period was
Going into the second period, I think most Sharks fans were just kind of like, can't wait to see how Celebrini rescues us this time.
Right, yeah. Then Jack Eichel scores again in the second period to open the second period. This was a bad goal. There's no way around it. It's a bad goal.
And there was a couple of those tonight.
Yes. Tomas Hertl would add to the punishment on the power play, scoring his 17th of the season. I don't know what Timothy Lojegren's doing on this play. He's kind of spinning around. His back is to the puck. I don't know what he's doing. Zach Whitecloud would then put this puck that went along the fucking ice and goes behind Askarov. How, I don't know. Again, just a bad goal. Other than like the Sharks didn't do Askarov very many favors tonight, but
no.
I thought of those two goals in particular, the second Eichel goal and the Zach Whitecloud goal. Like those just are goals that can't go in.
Well, and let's be honest. If you throw out all the bad goals, the ones that Askarov should have had, he still loses the game.
He still loses the game, 100%. And the Sharks weren't good this game. Like the Vegas Golden Knights had their way with the Sharks. Like I don't want to come away by saying
Tomas Hertl had a 5-point game tonight.
Yeah, he's dead to me. He's been dead to me for a while.
But I mean, Chief has to feel real good about coming into his old home and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to drop 5 on you tonight. 2 goals, 3 assists, no big whoop." Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Alex Wenberg would get on the board, his 10th of the season. Again, like I like this. I thought the couple of shifts before this and after, I thought Wenberg was one of the few bright spots for the Sharks tonight.
Dude, has Wenberg gotten better since the contract extension?
He's definitely had a boost from it. I don't know if he's been better, like if he's a better player, but
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I mean he's been hot. Like since that contract was made public, like he's been consistently putting up points, which is great. That's what you need from a guy you just extended for
3 years. Yeah. No, I totally appreciate that. But the thing I think is so funny is that there has been so many times that somebody signs their 3-year extension at that age or whatever. And it's like, and then immediately like fat and happy, they throw up 1 point in their next 5 games and they feel good about that. So the fact that Wenberg's like, oh, okay, I found a team that believes in me, has given me a little bit of a bag. Well, let's reward that, choice, shall we? Okay.
Shea Theodore would later on score on an empty net, which is really, I don't know, whatever. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. But I was like, it's a pretty curious, like, you're down by that many and we're pulling the goalie.
Dude, yeah, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand, but it's like, dude, you scored an empty netter and you're up by like 2 with 3 minutes left and blah, blah, blah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. Oh, my God.
Like, and then of course, so Askarov goes back in the net, and then not to be outdone, Tomas Hertl says, I'll just score another one just to put the fucking dagger in. Yeah. And put the dagger in he did. The Sharks were 0 for 5 on the power play. They've never got really much going on the power play, and they killed only 2 of 4 penalties that they took. So, I mean, pretty evenly called game. There was a couple of brutal calls, like the Sam Dickinson call. Like, I understand that they're calling a lot, like pretty much anytime the stick goes anywhere near the gloves, they're calling it, but that was soft.
It was soft, but the thing that gets me, 0 for 5 on the power play, and you only able to kill off 50% of the ones that went against you. Meanwhile, the 3 previous games of the week, you scored 1 power play goal. The next game you scored 2 power play goals. The one after that you scored 4 power play goals.
Yeah.
And then this one you go over. And meanwhile, in the 3 previous games, you were perfect on the kill. Now, all that being said, a 7-2 loss. Is special teams going to factor that hard into it? Probably not. But still, what a juxtaposition between the previous 3 games. Oh, and what happened before the previous 3 games? Getting crushed and giving up 7 goals.
Right.
So it's, yeah. So I don't know what the fuck happened to special teams. I'm not really sure why Reeves was scratched in this one.
Because Michael Misa had to come back in.
But that's the guy you know, Reeves is the guy you decide to drop. I mean, look, I think Regenda has proven, like, you know, at one point, dude had what, like 6 points in 5 games, and I think all of them were goals. So it's like, dude has, I think maybe Gaudette could have sat for this one instead of Reeves, but sitting Reeves against the Knights, I thought was a curious decision.
I don't know. I mean, but it really, like, I don't think it mattered. I mean, this game wasn't like
it wasn't a physical
it wasn't a physical game, right? Like, I don't think like, was Ryan Reeves really missed tonight? No,
but did we know that before the game started? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think you had to, like, I don't know.
I thought it was questionable to do that.
Problem is they've got so many skill players up right now. Like, you've got to you have to push someone down. I mean, they had to get Michael Misa a game. Like, Michael Misa can't just sit forever.
Well, the other thing is, will he? Because tonight was his 8th game. Chief can only play another 2. Well, actually, one more. And then if he plays that second one, his 10th, somebody's got to get. I
don't even think he'll be out. He wouldn't be allowed to play. So,
so
let's get the super chat here from Bartha's Battalion. Why do you guys think Vegas is so good against us specifically? They struggle against other teams, especially of late.
Why were the Sabres so good against San Jose? I don't know.
Because the Sharks struggle against heavy forechecking teams, which Vegas is very much. That'd be my explanation to it. I think that they have trouble with teams with a heavy forecheck.
Well, and the thing that gets me is that I can understand you can sit there and go, well, for whatever reason, the Sharks just have some sort of mental block when it comes to Vegas and blah, blah, blah. And I sit there and go, how many players that were on the Sharks in 2020 are still with the Sharks today? Like 1, like Ferraro. So I don't get that. I don't understand. But then again, maybe it's also a case of, because there's like one guy on the team that remembers some of that they don't kind of like get to, like Celebrini or, Ostapchuk or Regenda, either way, whatever.
Regenda,
Chernyshov or Wenberg. They don't have that history against Vegas.
No.
So, maybe they're just kind of like, whatever, so we lost it. To them, it could be just any other team. It's the fans that hold on to that history going, when do we kill these guys? And believe you me, it will happen in the next season or two. There's going to be the pendulum always swings the other way. And when it does, we will have a good time celebrating that every time. Because let's be honest, there is a contingent of fans that say, you know what? We play 82 games a season. I would be fine if the Sharks only won 4 games a season as long as all 4 were against Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's fine. But the weird thing, fun fact, the Sharks have coughed up 7 goals in 3 games previous, including 7 goals in 3 games previous, including the last one against Vegas, but they've followed each of that with a 3-game heater. Mentioned that earlier. So let's see what the Sharks do, because their next 4 are on the road. And in fact, I think it's 9 of their next 10 are on the road. So, and that's going to lead into the Olympic break. That is what I want to see for I want to see if Grier, and I talked to Drew Remenda about this last Monday, is Grier paying attention? Because we have already had a move, a very kind of marginal minor league move that we'll get into in a little bit, but is that the beginning of something? I'm very interested to see what happens between now and the Olympic break.
Yeah, I mean, their schedule's tough. We'll get to the schedule later, but
it's very bizarre. But
anything else in this game? I really want to fly through a lot of this stuff tonight because it's already.
The only thing that I would kind of finish up with, I'm still very, very suspect right now on Yaroslav Askarov, however you want to pronounce it. Since Thanksgiving, he has not been good. He's getting the wins, granted.
Which is the most important stat.
Absolutely, the most important. But oh my God, goals against and save percentage, it's been worse than Blackwood. And who was the other Chief they had last year? Like, I've already blocked it out of my mind. It was Blackwood.
He's not better than Georgiev.
You mean worse than Georgiev?
He's not.
I'm not saying Georgiev. He is like
what, you talking Vanacek?
Yeah, maybe Vanacek. Like, Vanacek at this point was probably putting up better numbers. Blackwood was putting up better numbers. If you look at it on the whole, like, Askarov is having a okay season, but it's like, where the hell was that guy from November? Because
you know what,
since
though?
Thanksgiving, you
know what though, like, because I know we're going to look at the numbers, but here's what I mean. So here, what is league average goaltending this year?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's 897.
It's already gone down to that, because I know Jerk used to say like what 910 or something.
Well, it's okay. So at its peak, it was about 915 around 2015-16, and it's steadily gone down since then. League average goaltending this year is 897.
Good God! But Askarov, since Thanksgiving, is worse than that.
Not by much. His save percentage, I mean, I don't know what his save percentage is after tonight, but going into tonight, his save percentage is 2 points below league average.
Don't I have that written down somewhere on here?
I don't know. It'll be in the scroll.
Either way, let me see. Askarov, last 11 games, not including tonight, and tonight was not good, 8-13, right. But his
he's 895 save percentage. He has an 8.5 going in tonight. He had an 895 save percentage on the season.
So okay, 895 on the season. From December, what he did in December, 875.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But I mean, it's a whole season that you got to look at. Like,
no, and yes, but you also look at trends.
Sure.
And he got super hot in November. Like,
yes.
if you just look at his numbers in November, he's winning the fucking Vezina.
Sure. I mean, there was talk that he could contend for the Calder in November.
Yeah, because he was 8-2 and had.
But it was but those were just unsustainable numbers. Like,
they were unsustainable. Completely agree that they were unsustainable. But my point being is that we're now like 6 weeks out of that.
Sure.
And his numbers have been shit. Like, and it's been consistently bad. Like, he's only gotten over 900 twice since Thanksgiving. That to me is concerning. And there's been a couple of games during that stretch where Nedeljevic hit like a 938 and a 965. Now, I'm not saying Ned is the end all be all.
Against the Columbus fucking Blue Jackets.
No, it wasn't against the Blue Jackets. Go back and look at the numbers.
No, I mean, he had I'm just looking at what I have for this weck, which he had a 944 against Columbus.
Oh, see, I'm not even counting that game. But okay. But since you bring that up, though, 9 foot Ned puts up a 944, and then Askarov this week 885. Mm-hmm. But then again, Nedeljevic against the Stars 800.
Correct.
But then again, you had two starts on both sides. Somebody went 2-0, and somebody went 1-1. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ways to quantify the numbers. Again, my point is, since Thanksgiving, Askarov has been rather pedestrian. I am waiting for him to return. Like, again, November isn't sustainable, but let's just find the happy medium between the last 6 weeks and November.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying there's no room for improvement, right? Like, I think for the whole season, I think his goal save above expected is definitely in the negative. I think it's -4, -5 at this point. So he's allowed 5 more goals than he should have, is what that means. But I think it's like, but you have to remember too, like,
he allowed 2 that he shouldn't have tonight. But.
Sure, but he doesn't suck in a vacuum.
No,
This isn't Martin Jones with an 890 save percentage when league average save percentage is 915, and we're being like we're watching him waste the last gasps of the Sharks being good.
Yeah.
This isn't that.
No, I feel you on that. Anyway, you want to get to the previous three this week?
Yeah, so we'll go back to that Columbus game. Again, the Sharks beat the Jackets by a 5-2 score. Pavel Regenda scores. Wenberg had his 8th. Ostapchuk, and then a couple of empty netters from Ferraro and Celebrini. The Sharks were 1 for 5 on the power play this game. They were perfect on the kill, and they put up 36 shots on goal, which they also allowed. So this was a fun game.
A fun game with the exception of Rees getting dropped. Like I was hoping I would never see that in a teal uni, but Reeves did get dropped.
He's a tough customer.
Right? But Regenda continued his hot streak.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think should be called out is, dude, I don't remember the exact number, but it was like 16,200 and something or whatever. But either way, that was the attendance for the game. And like a Tuesday night versus Columbus used to be like my go-to when I would show, you know, like the bad side of like what was happening. Like, 'cause I think like the last time the Sharks played Columbus on a Tuesday night, the announced tickets were like 10,000 something.
10,000. Yeah.
But if you actually were there, it was like, there's no fucking way there's 10,000 people in here. There's like 7,000, if that. But this game, Tuesday night versus a not very good Columbus team, dude, the smoke show surrounding Celebrini is just like, oh my God, this game is going to be a sellout next year without a doubt. Without a doubt, because we're still seeing, I mean, we have been talking Celebrini for Hart for like the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then all of a sudden, suddenly this week, all the, everybody else is now starting to mention, so like whether it was Elliot Friedman or Sirius NHL or what, like all of a sudden people are talking about Celebrini. And I'm like, well, way to catch up. But you're also going to get the local media, KMBR and NBC and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, they're starting to pay attention. In fact, KMBR, I think, tweeted out both the winner, the Kings overtime winner and the Stars overtime winner. And it's like, bless your heart, KMBR, acting like you've been here for any of this beforehand. But fact of the matter is, Celebrini is putting butts in seats.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's appointment television. Like,
yeah. So I appreciate
would be watching
the hell
this
out of
kid. Like, I would be going, I'm going to watch this kid, whether he was a Shark or not.
Oh,
I mean, it's convenient that he's on my team. So but he's one of those players where it's like, you just like, if you see a game's on, you're like, I'm going to check this out. Right. Like I did the same, like when Lane Hudson went on his tear last year, like there's time when Montreal was on, I'd be like, okay, yeah, let's check this shit out. Absolutely.
I'm old enough to remember when people were getting sick and tired of hearing the name Connor McDavid. Yeah. And people were getting sick and tired of hearing the name Sidney Crosby.
Well,
and I got to tell you right now, I am so looking forward to people getting sick and tired of hearing the name Macklin Celebrini.
Fucking right.
Can't wait.
Just like I'm sick and tired of hearing about Tomas Hertl.
Who?
Dead to me. Dead to me.
All right. You want to go to that Kings game? Which
was
huge when you consider that both teams were wild card 1 and 2.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a game where obviously, I mean, this team's going to make the playoffs, dude.
The Kings or the Sharks?
The Sharks.
Okay, then. I'm fine with that. But the Kings could? We don't know.
Hot Wheels coming in with the $5 super chat. Ned has as many games as 800 or below as he does over 915. Let's calm down. No one's saying Ned's a better goalie. I don't think. Are you saying Ned's a better goalie?
No, not at all. I'm just saying that he has recently, during the stretch where Asgi has been, not as good as he was in November, during that stretch, that Ned has had a couple performances that were, head and shoulders above what Asky had done during that same stretch. that is not saying that Ned is the better goalie overall.
Yeah, but I appreciate
not
super chat.
anyway.
Like, I don't think anyone's saying that. Like, obviously, there's
Not
a
at
reason
all.
Askarov is getting the bulk of the starts in this situation, right?
Yeah.
Hank saying Askey's glove looks terrible at least once a game. Yeah. So the thing with Askarov, and that was one of the weaknesses in his game. Like, I think even when he was coming up and people were talking about him being like this great goaltending prospect, the hands were always there. Like I've always said about Askarov, smart goalie, dumb hands.
I would completely agree. I'm not the biggest fan of that. That's something that I hope Nabby helps him work at, because I really did appreciate Nabby's glove hand. But to me, that's one of those things where you can't coach that. You have it or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, So no one's saying like, how was that? Again, no one's saying that like Ned is the better goalie here. I just think you just want to see a little more consistency from Askarov, but you also have to respect the fact that the blue line in front of him is hot fucking garbage.
That too, yeah. But like, let's see what happens when he has a bit more talent in front of him on the blue line. I do like Sun Devil's comment was, so does Max sign for 8 by 17 mil? And I'm like, absolutely. I hope so.
They just I think you just send them a check and you're just like, here,
fill in the zeros.
Hasso, you fill in the number, I will sign it.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. I mean, dude is like he is in such a rare air. He is breathing rarefied air that was only breathed by Gretzky and Crosby, occasionally Lemieux. And as long as he continues doing that.
You earlier in the season said that you were wrong about
not giving him
Macklin Celebrini not giving the C.
Absolutely.
I'm probably wrong. Like, every year I feel like there's a new generational player that's coming in the draft. And so I always get my head back, because like if everyone's generational, then no one's generational, right? But like he is doing things that this season, like he's doing things that generational players tend to do. I can't imagine, like, unless something horrible happens, knock on wood, like he's well on pace for well over 100 points this season.
Oh, I think
does he win the Hart? I don't know.
He should. We'll get into that in a little bit. But I think the last time I looked, I think they had adjusted the on pace for, I think it was like 132.
Yeah, something stupid.
But either way, no, I'm quite shocked that nobody has gone and updated the San Jose Sharks Wikipedia page to say, owner, Hasso Plattner, co-owner, Macklin Celebrini. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think like he's definitely doing things right. And I think the problem is, like, in my defense, like every year it feels like there's this generational guys, Connor Bedard, generational, Gavin McKenna, generational, like everyone, like Macklin Celebrini, generational. Like everyone can't be generational. If everyone's generational, then no one's generational. That's just how this fucking works. Alexis Lafreniere, look what he did in the queue, generational.
But the numbers don't lie. And right now Celebrini's numbers are there.
He's doing Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid bullshit. Like,
yeah.
There's no fucking, like, I can admit that. Yeah, okay, maybe that's a conversation worth having, right? And it's funny though, because like, you know what I mean though, like that's why I kind of got my back up, and at the end of the day, I don't think it matters whether, like, you know what I mean, like he's Nathan McKinnon's not a generational player, but like he's still really fucking good, in the Colorado Avalanche are really lucky to fucking have him.
Yes, and see, this is why I wanted to get into this conversation later, but I mean, we can have it now for a hot second. Get to Ruben.
Yeah, okay. Ruben coming in with the $4.99 super chat. Thanks, Ruben. Grier better have that $150 million contract drafted up for Mac to sign when he comes back from the Olympics with gold around his neck. I hope so. I mean, he can't sign an extension until after
next year,
until after July 1st. But yes.
So my point, buddy. My point being, whether it's because I know there's it's weird that I think it was Friedman was kind of hemming and hawing where he's like, well, you can't discount what Nathan MacKinnon's doing. But then again, McDavid over the last 5 weeks has had a really hot hand, and he's, pulled the Oilers out of a really bad start and blah,
he
blah, blah.
He had like 30 points in 11 games, like just fucking dumb.
Yeah. But here's my thing, though, is that first off, the Hart Trophy, it's, person judged to be the most valuable to their team.
Correct.
Now, Nate MacKinnon plays, there are 4 other guys on the Avalanche that have over 30 points.
Right.
He plays with the best defenseman in the NHL, who is going to get a lot of points.
Yep.
Connor McDavid plays. There are 3 other Oilers on that team that have over 30 points. Mm-hmm. And when we started this conversation, weeks ago, but I remember we really kind of got into it hard last week. And at that point, Smith it was Celebrini at 67 points. Smith was next at 29. Now, Wenberg has come along, but either way, when you have double the amount of points the next player below you has, pretty fucking important to the team. I mean, the most valuable. And let's be honest, if you take McDavid out of the Oilers, are they going to hit the playoffs? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they catch. There is
Leon
still
Draisaitl's
talent
still there. Like Leon Draisaitl's still good.
You have some talent there. Now, if you take McKinnon away from the Avs for 30 games, oh my God, there is still so much ridiculous talent there. They're still going to make the playoffs. If you take Celebrini away from the Sharks, they're a bottom 3 fucking team. So if we're talking about most valuable to their team, I don't even understand why it's a fucking debate. Celebrini gets it in a walk. But
well, I think because
everybody's got to have a hero, though.
The thing with here, well, I don't know. I still think Nathan MacKinnon's got a really good argument for it.
See, and I think he has not a really good argument. I think he has got. He's got an excellent argument for it. I think he's killing it, but. They've got a ridiculous goal differential, positive goal differential. He's got a ridiculous positive goal differential.
Yeah.
But it's still, to me, I look at it, what is the Hart Trophy about? It's the person that is deemed most valuable to their team.
Yeah.
Is if MacKinnon is not on the Avalanche, are they still going to go to the playoffs? Most likely, yes.
Sure. Oh, I mean, yeah. But I just
Celebrini is single-handedly dragging
100%.
Sharks.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why he's going to get a lot of votes. Like I still like the thing with the Avalanche are on such a tear. This is a team that's won
ridiculous.
They've lost 4 regulation wins. Yeah, 4 regulation losses.
Oh my God, it's only that? I thought, oh Jesus.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize it was
they
that
have an
much.
830 points percentage.
That's awesome.
It's dumb, right? So I think
wait a minute, hold on. Didn't the Sharks beat the Avalanche this season?
They did earlier in the season. Yes.
Okay, see?
But it was in overtime.
Don't give a fuck.
It's one of their 7 overtime losses.
They don't ask how many. They just ask how. Or you're the other opposite of that.
They don't ask how. They just ask how many.
Yeah. But either way, and so I just sit there and look, there's no fucking, if you are someone who watches this game and you can and granted, I am biased as a motherfucker, but I would hope that the writers can look at this unbiased and say,
I don't think there's any bias. Look at Macklin Celebrini's going to get it. If the Sharks make the playoffs and Celebrini is responsible, he stays on pace where he's responsible for half of their offense, he's going to get a ton of votes for that reason.
Yeah, he should get, he'll get a ton of votes. But, and see, that's the other thing that has kind of irritated me, I don't know that it was Friedman, but I definitely have heard some people, whether it was Butchergrass or, oh God, I forget the other, Pagnotta. There's definitely been a couple of guys that say that where they've had to put a delineating factor on it and say, well, if the Sharks get to the playoffs, it's definitely because of Celebrini. And so, then I would vote for him. But if they miss it, then no, I wouldn't vote for. And it's like, well, what if they miss it by one fucking point? You know what I mean? Or what if it's like some stupid little thing? Either way, I still go back to the point of
because narrative.
It's for the player that means the most to their team. And again, if Celebrini is not on this team, the Sharks are a bottom 3 team.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. Again, I am not disagreeing. I still think with what the Avalanche are doing, though, people are going to look at that, and I think Nathan MacKinnon is going to get a ton of votes.
Well, you know what? Just give him the fucking Richard then, and he'll be happy with that.
He's probably going to win the Richard. Like at the rate he's going, I mean, he's going to win.
That's what I'm saying. So just be happy with that.
He's going to win the scoring title, like at the rate he's going, unless if Celebrini doesn't catch up.
I don't know if Celebrini. Again, for me, if the first season or if the second half of the season mirrors the first half, to me, Celebrini should get it in a walk. It's not to say that what McKinnon and McDavid, are doing isn't incredible.
Yeah.
But what this the other thing that I think needs to be taken into account, he's 19.
Sure.
He's had one fucking professional year. The other guys have been in for over a decade.
Oh yeah, like
this
again,
kid
if they
is
make
doing
the playoffs,
it as a fucking teenager.
I mean, and there's there's precedent, right? Like,
I'm just saying. I'm going to die on this hill, and I'm going to scream about it until the end of the season. But anyway,
I get it. I mean, like I said, I obviously I'm not trying to
stop raining on my parade, Ian. Let me have my fun.
I'll stop. All right.
Should we move on to the Dallas game?
Yeah, give me a second here. I wanted to say, Gordo asking how long does a generation last? It's not like there doesn't have to be like
years.
There doesn't have to be a set time, right? Like, whereas like, okay, you can't be a generational player because we had Connor McDavid and that was 4 years ago. Like,
well,
but
actually,
I just think
if you look at Wikipedia, the way that they split out like boomers to Gen X to millennial, but it seems to be like 16 years.
Yeah.
But I'm just,
but I mean, like in hockey, like as far as like, because we've gotten players in shorter periods of time, like
sure.
Like generational players in shorter periods of time. I just, again, it's not, the thing that gets my back up is it just feels like every draft, and it's not like it's not everybody. It's generally not people that matter. Like if you're looking at like the guys that do this professionally, watch the drafts and make the rankings and everything, like it's not generally them. It's just TV people that have decided, it's like everyone's generational now. Look at this guy, Connor Bedard, generational. Macklin Celebrini, generational. Gavin McKenna, generational. Gavin McKenna's not even going to go freaking first overall in this draft, probably.
Oh, dude, Schaefer.
Generational. Everyone's generational, man.
Imagine if the Sharks got Schaefer. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just, yeah, I don't want to beat that point. But it's a good question, and so I wanted to try and hit it there while we were
hell yeah.
While we're bouncing all over the place like we're bouncing off the walls here. Are we talking about the Kings game still, or?
I mean, as an overtime win, again, to my point, is both teams came in at 45 points, wild card 1 and 2. So it was a pretty fucking massive game for the Sharks, and the way that they, come back and pull it out in overtime. Hello, Celebrini, again, with just like one of the sickest feeds ever, because it seems like the whole time, and I don't know if it was our buddy Snipe City 420 on Twitter, kind of does a slow-mo, but you see that Celebrini in that overtime goal, he is so kind of deception is the word, where he is just kind of going, showing the goaltender like, oh, okay, I'm looking at you. I'm picking my spot. I'm opening up my blade. And then he went, oh, I'm just going to push it over here. And boom, and he just waited the perfect amount of time to feed it to Eklund. And even Eklund, I felt like, am I really this open? Before he fucking slams it in. So I was just, could not get enough of that overtime goal.
I think it was CBC talked to Drew Doughty after that game.
Oh, what did he have to say?
Drew Doughty. Well, he was just asking like if he gave any advice to Macklin Celebrini, because once upon a time Drew Doughty was the youngest guy on Team Canada going into the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
So he just basically told me, do what you're doing and like play your game and don't think that you have to like defer to the vets. Like just play your game. And he said like he finished it up by saying, yeah, like I mean he's really good. Like he owned us the other night. So
that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, which is funny.
Hot Wheels in the chat saying, I don't know why, but hearing AJ say Snipe City 420 cracks me up every time. Is that not the actual Twitter username?
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know why it's cracking you up. I thought, was I getting it wrong? But okay. Anyway,
but yeah, but it's
game.
funny here, like, because obviously, like, when you look at the history of these two teams and the shit that Drew Doughty has talked about.
Oh, dude, the whole thing about fear in their eyes.
Yeah, so to hear Drew Doughty, like, talk like about Macklin Celebrini owning them, it's pretty good.
But then again, that's the same guy who said that they basically owned the Sharks despite being down 3-1.
Yeah.
Any hoodles.
Then the Sharks and the Stars also had an overtime thriller. Goals from Alex Wenberg, Jeff Skinner, Tyler Toffoli got a couple, including the winner. Adam Gaudette gets on the thing, and that's why Adam Gaudette couldn't come out of the lineup, because he just scored, and he had an assist.
Amazing comeback.
Yeah, against the Dallas Stars team that's very good.
Being down 2-0?
Yeah, it was 4-2, before the comeback started, it was 4-2.
Yeah,
Stars looked like they were cruising.
Yeah, well, and see, that's the thing that I slowly but surely, I feel like other teams are starting to learn. Mm-hmm. We cannot turn our back on these guys no matter what the fucking score is.
Yeah.
Now, credit to, oh God, I can see his face. I can't remember his name. The head coach of Tampa. What's his name?
John Cooper.
There you go, Cooper. I don't know, I was thinking Robertson for some reason. Anyway, John Cooper. You look at him, he keeps his team relentless. It doesn't matter to him. It could be 12-0 after the first period, and he's going to go into the dressing room and go, why isn't it 15-0, you assholes?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that kind of relentlessness. So to see the Stars on cruise control at 4-2, and I'm like, you guys are going to learn, because you're just going to be another team that has learned that the Sharks do not quit unless they're playing Vegas.
Yeah. This would, Celebrini would finish this game with 70 points, which unfortunately the streak would end tonight, but his
3-point game.
3-point game. Sharks did all their damage on the power play, basically. So it was nice to see too. Because again, Stars.
Yeah. Well, the Stars, dude, second in their division. And, let's be honest, if Colorado wasn't killing it, they might be fighting for the first spot. But either way, like, and Dallas has been a consistent team to fear over the last 5 years. So to see the Sharks pull that out, I was just like, okay, I did not expect that. But at this point now, what is it, like anytime the Sharks go to overtime, they're like 13-0-1 well, you can't be 0-1. Are they like 13-0 in overtime or something? They've got some stupid record in overtime.
Yeah.
Have they lost in overtime this season?
The Sharks?
Yeah. I'm scanning their the schedule right now. Wait a minute. They have a shootout loss against Detroit November 2nd, and I'm still scanning. And then the opener against Vegas, they lost in overtime against Vegas. The following game after that, they lost in overtime against the Ducks. But since the first two games, they have lost in any type of an overtime, shootout or OT. They've lost once since the opening two games. That is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. On a scale of 1 to 10, where does that the Smith stick smash rate?
Dude, good, Chief was fucking hot, dude. He was
I give that a 7,
pissed.
man. That was pretty good. I liked it.
But dude, again, it was just like seeing that feed to Toffoli, and you saw Toffoli was fully cocked.
Mhm.
Dude, that stick was straight up, and he's just going, I don't care who gives it to me, just send it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, just chef's kiss.
Yeah, I think there's something silly going on there. Yeah, so I mean, good game.
Yep. Speaking of Dallas, Delandria out.
Goes out, yeah.
Yeah, goes out until, well, you put around the Olympics. I'm just going to say, if it's around, just say after the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, what's the point?
Just had a thought, Ian, you've watched a bunch of greats over the years. Where does Celebrini rank now for me? Oh, man, that's hard because, like, I'm trying to...
You know what I think is funny? One of the names that we don't mention, you keep talking about, generational, blah, blah, blah. No, I have yet to hear the name Austin Matthews. Yet at the time, couldn't stop hearing it.
I mean, it's Austin Matthews is an interesting one too, or I think you could definitely make a case. He's on pace. Like right now, I think he is on pace to beat Ovechkin in goal scoring, provided he can stay healthy, which is a big fucking if. Mm-hmm. So you would definitely, there's definitely a case to be made for Austin Matthews, I think.
It's just weird that his name really comes and goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard because of the bubble that he's stuck into, obviously being in Toronto. And there's just so much noise, but
so yeah, if he's not like averaging like 1.5 points a game, it's like, he sucks. Mm-hmm. And it's like, he's point per game. Oh, not good enough.
Yeah, I
don't know.
So let me think here. I don't know. It's hard, right? Because it's like it's his second season, whereas other guys you're comparing them to a full body of work or a big body of work. When you're trying to rank Celebrini, it's hard because it's like if you put him like, do I put him above Lemieux? No, not right now.
No.
Do I put him above Gretzky? Absolutely not. Is he better than Crosby? Not yet. Is he better than McDavid? Not yet.
But every one of those guys, have played over 10 years or whatever.
Right, and that's what I mean. Yeah. Like, so it's really hard to put a rank for him when you're
and they played in a different era,
and 100%.
So yeah, it's to me. I'm very much like, to me that's sitting there going, how do you, to make a football analogy of it? It's like, well, how do you compare Brock Purdy to Steve Young and Joe Montana and John Elway and blah blah? And it's like they played in different eras. There's so much different going on there. But what is Jimmy saying? Did you guys notice how fast the second drop of the 2.0 jersey went? See, I don't know that it went fast enough because I've certainly seen enough people complaining about it. A lot of people really want that heritage jersey to continue on. So I would, my advice to you, buy them now. If it's available in your size, go buy it.
I know, I buy mine for me out soon.
There you go.
It's waiting for me in San Jose when I come and get it.
Perfect. But yeah, it's like, better go get it now because anyway. You want to go stock up?
Stuff. Yeah, let's go stock up, stock down, and then we'll quickly burn through the Cuda, and then get to our other things so I can get the hell out of here.
So for me, stock up, excluding tonight, the Sharks this week were 7 for 15 on the power play. I don't know if you know this. That's pretty fucking good.
Pretty good, yeah.
I mean, almost 50% on the, like, if you get over 20%, it's like that you're clicking. So this week to do that, now granted, a lot of that was pouring it on against Dallas, but hey, the numbers don't lie. Toffoli, my man, dude, where you been? You had a point in all 4 games this week, a goal, 3 assists. Oh my God. Over the last 6 games, I got Celebrini averaging 2 points per game, excluding tonight. Did not get a point tonight, sadly. The other weird thing, San Jose after tonight, 0-8-2 in games that Macklin did not score. So, I mean, you want to talk about wanting to see a kid score every game. But over the last 6, Toffoli, Skinner, Wenberg, all a point per game average. I think you also need to say that Regenda and Eklund had great weeks a great week.
Yeah, 100%. Regenda is definitely like Regenda. To me, it's Regenda and Wenberg this week for me. Would be my guys.
I'm also okay, but I'll also give a little stick tap to Eklund. I thought
I love
solid week. The other point that, I mean, this is something that I talked about so many times. This week, the Sharks, let me take a look at tonight. Where is tonight's stats? Okay. All right. So tonight, notwithstanding, tonight was not great. However, all the previous games, the Sharks outshot their opponent pretty handedly this week, aside from tonight's game against Vegas. Home attendance spiking. I'm seeing people asking for ridiculous amounts of money in the secondary ticketing market. So that means demand is up. So of course you appreciate that. Now, those people that have their, the ticket prices, are we still connected, by the way? Whoa, what happened? What in the hell happened? What is are we still live? Okay, so
I'm back. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so all right, that was creepy.
Sorry, my internet kicked out for a second.
Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, outshooting the opponent this week was very good. Home attendance spiking upward. We appreciate that. The thing that I do want to say, though, is all you people that are season ticket holders that complained and bitched and moaned in 21 and 22 and 23 that, I can't give my tickets away. You all are selling your tickets for a premium now at a profit. So, if you can't handle me in 2021, you better miss me with this 2026 shit. And then owning overtime. 2 games this week go to overtime. You got them both. Didn't even have to go to shootout. So that's my stock up. Any other stuff for you?
No, like I said, for me, like I have Regenda because obviously he just keeps he has all his points for goals. Like it's dumb.
I love that.
Wenberg's been great since the extension. He's been great. I think Wenberg plays the.
I feel like Wenberg signed that deal when it's not enough. Watch how many points I put up this week.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think he's also a guy who also if you'll notice if it's a big defensive zone draw, he's generally the guy going out to take it. He plays tough minutes.
And especially with Delandry out.
Yeah, he plays tough minutes, and so for him to do to continually put up offense, even though he's generally relied on to get the Sharks out of their zone.
Completely agree. All right, stock down. I don't mean to pour on, but God damn it, can we get Letty the hell out of here? I swear to God.
Yeah.
That game against Dallas, the Sharks gave up 4 goals, and I thought Letty was a -12. It's just, oh my God.
He was bad. He was so bad.
That's what I'm saying. It's look, we all make mistakes. Can we just figure out a way to get him out of here? Especially when you're at 50 of 50 contracts and Misa needs space. Mm-hmm. Figure it out. Barclay Goodrow, I appreciate you, a week or so ago, whenever it was, when there was I don't know, half the team in the penalty box, and Goodrow was, who was the guy that wouldn't fight? Sometime last week.
JJ Moser.
Moser, yeah. And Goodrow, you fucking pussy, and blah, blah, blah. So I appreciated that. But again, numbers don't lie. And Goodrow over the last 5 games has no points and is a -7.
The whole fourth line's been trash, though. Even Ryan Reese has been not good.
Yeah, but it's for whatever reason, well, I would say yes, but there was a couple games ago where they were despite not putting up points, they were bringing some energy.
Mm-hmm.
They were fucking with the first line of the opponent. So that one I'll give them some props, but maybe Goodrow needs to like sit for a game and go, oh yeah, this is what it's like to sit. It sucks. Let me, get my shit together. Muka Madulin, my brother,
he's hurt.
Well, he's certainly playing like it.
He's injured. He's on the IR.
Well, hold on. But I looked at the numbers. I ran the numbers, and it's like his last 5 games were not great.
No. I mean, I've been dunking on Mook for a while now, but like,
all right.
But
then Askarov, and I already ran the numbers earlier
already. Yeah.
11 games. The numbers have sucked. So Asky, find your November counterpart and bring him back.
Bring him back, baby. Again, like I was saying, I don't think the fourth line has been particularly great. That being Ostapchuk, Reeves, and Goodrow, they haven't been good. Nick Leddy always sucks. Like I don't like to dunk on the same guys every week, but that game against Dallas, you're like, what are you doing, guy? Like, what are we even doing here at this point?
The other one I would say maybe just a little bit, and only because I want to play the the stock down bump. Like I'm going to mention you just because I hope it gives you a boost. I'm going to say Colin Graf. He was on a tear for a while, and now maybe some of this is on Warsawski because Graf was looking good when he was in the top 6. Since he's been bumped down to like third line, it hasn't been great. And perhaps Colin Graf is one of those guys that he excels when he's put with talent, but he flails when he doesn't.
Yeah, I think I like Colin Graf. I want to preface this before the chat completely fucking freaks out and throws me off the show. I like Colin Graf. I think he is incredibly overrated by Sharks fans.
Well, I'm not trying to overrate him. My point being is that there have been in the past, there have been certain Sharks players, whether it's been Nils Ekman.
Yeah, look at Colin Graf, but Colin Graf, like for him, like it's nice when he can produce when he's put with good players.
Exactly.
But that's not what he's there for. Like his role is going to be
penalty
similar
killer.
To a Wenberg. He's going to kill penalties. He's gonna eat tough defensive minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he does that incredibly well. I think any offense you get from him is gravy. Because that's not what he's there for.
That's fair. But I would like to I feel like the time
he has 12 goals this year, right? So I mean, like he's having a really like for a player of his, like for what he does, for what he brings,
he's exceeding.
The numbers are there. Like I do think the numbers are there. I just think that. But I do think Sharks fans overrate him. I think that when this thing is a fully operational Death Star, they're not counting on Colin Graf for offense. That's what Michael Misa and Igor Chernyshov and Will Smith and Macklin. So like that's what they're going to bring.
So if your top line is hypothetically, your top line is Celebrini, Chernyshov, Smith.
Yes.
Your second line is Wenberg, Toffoli, and Eklund.
Yeah, I guess right now, I mean, I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get pushed down.
Well, I was going to say, but maybe Graf gets a shift, a couple shifts on the second line, and Toffoli
I just
goes
think
down
when this thing's fully rolling, he's going to be on the third line.
All right. That's fair.
Because that's what he like again, he does have offensive chops. Like again, 12 goals is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely.
But I think where he really excels is the stuff that's not sexy.
All right. Run the Barracuda hitter.
Yeah, okay. Okay. The San Jose Barracuda had 2 games, and they won them both. Much like the Sharks, they did all their damage in extra time. It was Wednesday night. You know what that means.
Oh, San Diego.
In San
I don't even have to look at the rundown. Oh, it must be San Diego. It's Wednesday.
San Diego goals in
Christ.
San Diego on a Wednesday. You know it.
We stopped calling Wednesday Hump Day, by the way. It's San Diego Day now.
San Diego Day, yeah. Barracuda win 3-2 in the shootout. Colin White gets both goals in regulations. He also gets one in the shootout. It actually took 3 goals in the shootout for the Barracuda to win this one. They also got goals from Wallstrom, and Lund was the guy who sealed it in the shootout. Assists coming from Philip Beestead, who had his 16th assist. Luca Cagnoni has his 15th assist. Shane Bowers with the second, and Lucas Carlson, who continues to be good. He had his 6th assist of the season on this one. Not much again. I'm going to kind of speed run the Barracuda here because I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. We will get back to our regular Barracuda coverage next week, where I promise. But there's a couple things we want to get to, and I don't want to be here for another hour. So I apologize. You can yell at me in the comments. Pretty much, it was a good game. Like they hung, they came, they saw, they hung. Last night, yeah, I think it was last night. The Barracuda and the Condors played. The Barracuda came back to beat the Condors 4-3 in overtime. They got goals from Ethan Cardwell, who opened the scoring and also ended the scoring. Quentin Musty got on the board after missing a game from being sick, and Cam Lund also added his 5th of the season. This game, kind of annoying.
They pull Skerrick in that one.
Yes, they did. Yes. This game, like it was frustrating because they get out to a lead, and it was like a 2-0 lead, and then the Barracuda the Condors basically just did what they always do against the Barracuda, and they turned it into a mud show. And then the Barracuda are like, "Oh, I like playing in the mud. Fuck being a good team." And Jacob Skerrick wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. Like it wasn't a good performance. It wasn't a good night for Skerrick. He surrenders 3 goals in 19 shots between 2 periods, and then they go to Carrier in the third. Carrier comes in, he makes 5 saves total between the third and overtime to win the game. Royce Sommer had a retirement banner put up in TechCU. I'm fine with it. I mean, like,
no, I don't have a problem putting up the banner for him, and God knows he has been with this franchise since the Stone Age. I don't have a problem with that. I want to say Jerk would attest to this, or might be a couple other people. Does he have the most wins ever in the AHL? He does, absolutely. Does he also have the most losses? Yes, absolutely. Like, I feel like he gets a lot of, maybe Marlowe to a certain extent. Like, you were fortunate enough to just hang around. You know what I mean? So it's like those numbers were going to attribute, no matter how good you were.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, Roy Sommer's a difficult one for me, right? Because you shit on a guy who was with the organization for that long.
Yeah, and I'm not here to shit on the guy. I just get tired of hearing like most wins, all while trying to ignore most losses.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the longevity. I think the thing that with Roy Sommer that I'll give him credit for was he always, even though the Sharks never until very recently, the Sharks did not care about their AHL team at all.
Agreed.
Right? Like, it was just this thing where there's like, yeah, you can have a couple of guys and we'll just send our prospects there and they'll have no one around them and we'll just let them flail around until they call up. But I will give Roy Sommer credit. Didn't matter who was coaching the big club. He would always try to implement a similar system on either the Worcester Sharks, the Barracuda. The problem was they never had the talent to implement those systems.
But I do appreciate that he was flexible in that regard.
Correct. Yeah. It didn't matter who was coaching the Sharks. Like he would alter the thing. I think Roy Sommer gets a lot of heat with me, and it's not really his fault. Roy Sommer gets a lot of heat with me because
Is it my
it's
fault?
the organization that I have fault with. Because I think at the end, when Roy Sommer, like in Roy Sommer's final seasons, this team was never good.
It was,
And
yeah,
there
it was
was
so
parts of
not
this
good.
team, in my opinion, underperformed. And it was just like, they just needed a new voice down there. It was like, look at credit to him for his longevity of being there for whatever it was, 20 something years, but like 20 something years is a long time to have a coach on a team, right? Like you just eventually you need a fresh voice, and it took them way too long. And I just get concerned that this is, John McCarthy is going to be here for 20 more years, and we're just going to do this all over again.
And that's the thing. How long were we beating the drum like the Cuda need a new coach? We were beating that drum for so long. And there's a part of me that I was just kind of like, like, fuck, are they keeping him around here so they can break some sort of record? And I mentioned that when they got Marlowe back that last season, where he was going for the games played record. And it was like, he's already got obviously a relationship and all the background with the Sharks. And was there really any reason to sign him aside from we're going to put him in position to get that record? And we're going to sell a whole bunch of merch off of it. And it was a business decision
100%.
from my perspective. I might be wrong.
I don't fault him.
Yeah, I don't fault him for that. But like, can we at least acknowledge it, and try not to like, no, that's not what happened at all. Like, I kind of think maybe a little bit was involved in that. But, and again, it's like, I don't fault anybody for that. I'm not saying it wasn't a good business decision. Money was made.
Yeah.
But again, it's when that shit happens, it's just kind of like, well, can we just at least admit the obvious?
Yeah, and the thing that always bugged me about and the other thing that always irked me, right, was like, and just Paul here saying like he went from the Cleveland Barons to the Kentucky Thoroughblades to the Worcester Sharks and then to the San Jose Barracuda. The thing that always frustrated me about like when the Sharks would like really
wasn't he also part
tires,
of the Rhinos franchise too? San Jose Rhinos, they literally wore Rhinos jerseys.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. Wasn't that like the roller hockey team? Wasn't that roller hockey? Okay,
yeah.
yes. Okay,
so he must have had something to do with that.
I don't know if
that's what they were doing.
I don't know.
Dude, I'm not going to pretend loved the Rhinos. I wish they would bring that back.
But the thing that always bugged me when the Sharks would always like pump he's like this great coach and he's this great development coach and blah 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 blah. And it's like, but like whenever it was time for, like you always hear about these coaches in the AHL that are like, they're the next big thing, right? And the Sharks always tried to like make Roy Sommer sound like he was the next big thing, but no one ever tell me a time when it was like, oh, this NHL team's looking for a new head coach and they're thinking about Roy Sommer. Like that never happened.
That is true. I'm looking at it right here. Head coach of the San Jose Rhinos, 94-95 and 95-96. So for the 2 years that they played, yep.
That's amazing.
Dude, and I saw a really good amount of Rhinos games because they only played like 20 home games a season or whatever. But dude, I don't know that I've ever had more fun going to the Shark Tank for a game, dude. We had so much fun watching those games. Bring back roller hockey, baby. That was so much fun. Bring it to Tech CU. I can't wait.
Yeah, so I think that was always the thing like that always kind of annoyed me. Like, oh, he's so great. And it's like, really? Because no NHL team wants him. And like,
yeah.
And I don't think he wanted to, and to be fair to Roy Sommer, I don't think he ever wanted that. I don't think he ever wanted.
And that's fair. That's fair.
The commitment that goes to being an NHL coach, right?
Or the pressure.
Sure. I mean, it's a lot of travel. You're, longer season, way more travel.
Or maybe he just likes traveling on a bus more than a plane.
It's just true too.
All right. Do we want to? You didn't really talk about Nolan Allen in that last game.
Yeah. So Nolan Allen played his first game. He was fine. Laurent Brossoit did not dress for the Barracuda yet. We'll get to that trade in a second here. Just quick stock up, stock down. You have the stock up being that they're going to be on TV, which is nice.
Yeah. So they announced earlier this week that the Barracuda will be having 5 games televised, at least as of now. It would be great if that number increased, of course. Cuda will be on NBCSS California January 24th, February 14th. Hello, Valentine's Day. February 15th, March 4th, March 18th. So, the 4th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ian in the house got. Oh my God! Not only might you meet Ian Reed in person, you might also be on TV when it happens.
There you go. My stock up this week. Obviously, look at Colin White. Big game against San Diego, obviously, and Ethan Cardwell. Ethan Cardwell's a guy who, I've kind of like. I was a little bit down on. Obviously, I think that Pavel Regenda kind of stole his lunch money.
Sure.
Doing more on the Sharks and kind of sticking around more than like they gave him an opportunity. They called him up, they send him down. Pavel Regenda comes out, scores some goals, and
hey, it's a performance-based business.
It is a performance-based business. So I was a little bit down on him for that, but I thought he started playing his best hockey that I've seen him play all year, and I like Ethan Cardwell a lot, but like I think there's been you've kind of want a little bit more from him this season than I think the Barracuda have gotten. And yeah, going up and down doesn't help anything either. But I was just a little disappointed with him this season, especially that the Sharks gave him a chance early on, and then
he's had opportunity.
He's had opportunities. So, but it was nice to see him really get on track. So he would be my stock up. Stock down. I
want to throw some flowers at Musty too for coming back, scoring a pretty big goal.
Yep. Yeah. Quentin Musty. Great. Again, Cagnoni getting assist after assist every game. Like he has been great. Again, I try not to hammer like the same guys. Like it's like saying stock up, Backlund, Celebrini. Like, of course, Cagnoni's kind of in that category for me where it's like, yeah, of course, Cagnoni.
Well, I told you, we're just going to instead of stock up, stock down, we're just going to change it to Celebrini or Letty.
Letty. And for the Barracuda, it's Cagnoni or Jacob Skarek, who's also like stock down. He let in some really soft goals. So let's actually get to the trade.
Oh, it was huge. It was massive.
Massive trade.
Oh my God.
I think I have a graphic for this. Let me hit this up here.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Boom. The San Jose Sharks acquire goaltender Laurent Brossoit, defenseman Nolan Allen, and Chicago's 2028 7th round pick. There's the next Joe Pavelski right there. And Chicago acquires the contract of Ryan Ellis, who has a $6.25 million cap hit, defenseman Jake Furlong, and San Jose's 2028 4th round pick in return.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
It's up to you, man. I'm fine.
Can you throw the graphic back up?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so my take on this, my completely uneducated dumbass take on this, I look at this and I sit there and go, okay, perhaps San Jose brought in Brossoit, who is like 32, yay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so brings him in maybe in case Askey or Ned goes down for whatever reason, but that's a decent kind of thing to have in your back pocket. It also perhaps helps because Skarek and Carrier haven't been lighting the world on fire.
No.
Oh, okay. So I'm completely wrong. Go ahead.
No, you are 100% right. You are 100% correct.
You mean that Skarek and Carrier? Oh, okay.
Correct.
So I'm thinking that Brossoit could do that. Nolan Allen, I'm going, okay, well, we can both him and Furlong, it's like, they could both use a change of scenery, so maybe that's what is happening. Ryan Ellis goes to Chicago because maybe that helps, them bury some money in LTIR, get to the cap floor or whatever. But for me, it's giving up a 4th round to get a 7th round back. That is the price of... That is San Jose giving them a 4th for a 7th to say, oh, thank you for taking this crappy contract of Ryan Ellis. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I look at this and I'm like, well, D for D, whatever. Take this pick for. So I almost feel like they're getting Brossoit for free.
It's pretty good, yeah. Like, so the way I see it is kind of similar to what you're saying, right? Like,
Okay, because I really like this in a vacuum for San Jose.
yeah, like I think everyone was like, the first thing was like, well, this doesn't get Michael Misa in the lineup. Like that was like everyone's like, and mine too, right? I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing here, right? But then when I thought about it more, like it goes back to what did I say at the top of the show? This team's gonna make the playoffs, right? Like this at this point, when you look at the Pacific Division, there's two dogs and a bunch of puppies.
Mm-hmm.
You got Vegas, you got Edmonton. They're the dogs. I know the Kings have been a playoff team for the last whatever how many years, but they don't scare me. They're
Not
puppies.
by any stretch.
The Seattle Kraken, puppies. The Sharks, puppies.
Well,
the
and
Ducks,
let's be honest. The Seattle, I feel like over the last 10 games have kind of, I don't know that they've like righted the ship. I think they've just gotten on like, well, you know, they sucked that, like the pendulum was going to swing the other way at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's where they're at. And as well, like they've gone 7-1-2 over their last 10. And I think the next 10, they could go 2-7-1. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I look at this team, like the Sharks have to, you know, they just have to be better than
the teams below.
The teams below them. And they are. Like, I'm not afraid of the Utah Mammoth. I'm not afraid of the Nashville Predators. I'm not afraid of the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm not afraid of the Anaheim Ducks. And the bottom's completely fallen out in Anaheim, which was going to happen at some point.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Can we have a moment to discuss what I had said during the season preview?
Well, no, but here's the thing, right? Like, so Leo Carlson's shooting at like less than 2% right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas Dostal hasn't been the same since he returned from injury. Like, he got injured and that derailed them, and I don't think he's gotten back on track since then. Their underlying numbers are very similar to San Jose. So as bullish as I am on San Jose making the playoffs, like the San Jose Sharks could suffer the same fate because their underlying numbers with the Anaheim Ducks are very similar.
Well, dude, Celebrini could catch a cold.
Right, yeah.
But my point being though is that after 20 games, Anaheim's at the top of the fucking division.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, Christ, during the season preview, I think I had them at like 7 or something. Like, what do I look like a fucking moron? And you were very bullish on Anaheim.
Yeah, I think they're a team on the come up. They're like the Sharks. They're a team that's they're done rebuilding. They're on the come up now.
But my point being is that I look at them now and I'm like, okay, I feel better about what I said.
Sure. So the thing is, so if you're looking at a team, right? And you're looking at a team like the San Jose Sharks who are in a playoff spot and they just don't seem to be going away.
Mm-hmm.
And you're Mike Grier. And you know what? The other thing too, I want to say is like, we probably want to start listening to what Mike Grier is saying because he hasn't really lied to us. Like, he doesn't say a ton of words and say nothing. Like, Mike Grier has been pretty honest with us the whole time. And what did he say last year at the trade deadline? We're done tearing it down. It's time to start building.
Well, and you know, juxtapose that when I think it was like after the 2020 season, when San Jose kind of went off a cliff, they've got Doug Wilson going, we're not as far as people think. And it's like, oh yeah, you're further.
Yeah. It's way worse than you think, right?
It's way worse than what you think it is.
Now, Alex Nedeljkovic, little bit of an injury-prone goalie. Like, he has had a pretty significant injury history over his career. Yaroslav Askarov spent a lot of time on the IR with the Barracuda last year. If one of these guys goes down,
Brossoit's a great safety net.
Right, and that's it. And that's exactly what it is, right? If one of these guys go down, what have I said about the Barracuda all year?
They suck.
They're good in spite of their goaltending.
Yeah.
So do you really want one of those guys to come up and just torpedo the season? Like, if you're a guy who thinks that the Sharks need a few more picks, yeah, you probably do want that. But I don't think the Sharks want that.
again, I feel like this, when I first saw the deal, and I'm like, okay, for the most part, minor league.
Mhm.
But I'm looking at them going, well, they get, and I'm still trying to figure out.
Here's the other thing too with the Allen acquisition. Jack Thompson, I don't know when he's going to be back, but he's hurt. But he's behind the teal curtain where I can't see what the injury is.
Yeah. But I still look at this and I'm going, I really appreciate this trade from the Sharks' point of view. I'm trying to understand it, like why the Blackhawks make this deal aside from getting the Ellis money. Because
it's a fascinating thing because I do kind of want to see, and it kind of makes me wonder if the Sharks move the Ellis money out because they have something bigger that's coming.
Yeah, I'm dying to see how that's going to.
Sharks last saying, don't forget we get a State of the Sharks event on the 22nd. GMMG in the house.
Oh, but hold on, Kathy, you sure that's not the 23rd? Just to make sure. Because they don't play on the 22nd. They do play on the 23rd. And this is just me like wanting to make sure that we're factual. But
yes.
Yeah, I'd be very interested in being at that. In fact, I might have to talk to some people about making sure I'm there for that. I'm right there with you. I appreciate what Grier has I think he's been a man of his word so far. And how from the time he's taken over to where we're at now, like how can you doubt what has been put in place? I don't like now, of course, there are some people who are going to go, he was given the number one pick and he used it on the number one player. Like, how do you give him credit for that? And it's just, no, it's not that. It was go back to what he did that first draft where it was like moving down to pick up, a couple extra picks.
Wasn't his draft, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean but it was that shit was kind of like already in play. Am I right?
Yeah.
But still, the player that was taken where the Sharks were at hasn't set the world on fire, right? Who was that? Was that Geeky?
Who? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up here.
That first draft that Grier was hired like a week beforehand,
right?
Like, all that
that's
shit.
The Beasted draft.
Yeah, where it was like they traded down to get like Beasted, Havlet, and somebody else,
and Cam Lund.
Yeah, but who was the player who was taken with the pick that they traded down?
Oh,
was it Geeky?
Baby, yeah, that sounds about right.
And so I'm just. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We play the Rangers on the 23rd and get Niners jerseys. State of the Sharks is the 22nd. Well, I'm trying to think why they would have the State of the Sharks. Okay. I'm just trying to think why they would do a State of the Sharks without a game beforehand. Because usually when they do that shit, it's before a game. So, all right. I'm curious. I look forward to finding out more. Anyway, yeah. I love this deal. Somebody says Geeky's like 29, so it's not him. Fuck. I don't know. Somebody run it back. Who the fuck was it?
I don't.
Was that 2022?
2021?
Bueller?
I don't know. My memory is fog.
All right. I'm bringing this shit up right now. So it, in fact, was. Oh, okay. This is the reason why.
The 2022 draft.
Okay, but it's that Connor Geeky was taken with the 11th pick by the Coyotes from San Jose. So that's why I'm conflating that. Mm-hmm. Just letting you know. That's why.
Yeah, Connor Geeky, not Morgan Geeky.
Yeah, but okay, so that is the one. Because the Sharks traded and they get Philip Beasted at 27. Mm-hmm. And then, Lund, Havlet. So anyway, that was the one they traded down. Nobody has a problem with that. But 2023, then,
That's when the magic starts.
Exactly. And you're like, oh, what had happened was, and you get Will Smith and Musty in the first round. And you're okay, now, Haltonen. Hey, you still need guys to play on your AHL squad. It happens.
I don't think people are far too soft. I like Casper Haltman, man. I think he hasn't lit the world on fire on the Barracuda, but I think the transition from junior hockey to pro hockey is difficult, especially for guys like Casper Haltnen, who spent a lot of their time blowing pucks through goalies. So you can't do that in pro.
But either way, my point being is that I feel much more confident in the drafts that have occurred since Mike Grier has taken over. Right?
Yes. Yeah, yes, 100%. Yes.
So
yes, very much yes.
That's the part where I'm quite happy about. So anyway, so this big, huge trade for Brossoit, I look at that and I go, I don't know why Chicago makes that. I'm kind of interested to see how this all plays out, but I'm very happy with that trade. To me, that's another W in Grier's back pocket, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I think so just to kind of wrap it up on this trade, right? Like, I like it because it gives the Sharks insurance that, like, if they do have a goalie injury, it doesn't completely torpedo their season. Laurent Brossoit is a guy that can come in and give you quality starts, where I would not trust Jakob Skarek or Gabriel Carrier. Well, it's a big ask for Gabriel Carrier to come in and just be like awesome in the NHL. But I think like Jakob Skarek is what he is at this point. I think he's a decent veteran guy, but he's not the guy that I want with the season on the line.
Yeah. All right. So we've gotten all the information. Yeah. State of the Sharks. It's a separate event. The other shit is ice inside. So either way, I got to have to talk to some people. We're gonna get
rumors coming out that the Sharks tried to trade for New Jersey's Dougie Hamilton in the summer. He blocked a trade with his trade protection, but it's the reason why it's come up now is because the Sharks were obviously a completely ass team last year. And if you're like, I have trade protection, would you like to go to San Jose? Absolutely not. Some people are starting to wonder now because the for Sunday, so tonight's game, the Devils played, he was scratched, healthy scratched. And it seems like they really want to get out from under his $9 million contract. He is signed for $9 million for 3 more years. So a lot of people are wondering if he would reconsider a trade to San Jose now.
I can't tell you how happy I am that shit did not go through. I know the way that Hamilton has been a head case. No, that's it. You look at the culture that has been fermented over this last year and a half, and I hate to, goddamn, I hate to say it, but it's like I think Ryan Reeves has been one of the key drivers of this.
Well, his I mean, there's a reason why his stall is next to Celebrini's.
Yeah. But the whole thing of like, we're going to go see Book of Mormon in New York, and y'all don't have a choice. We going. Like, for whatever reason, and this is something, if you're not aware, I did a thing with Drew Remenda last Monday. So go check that out if you get the opportunity. He had some real fun things to talk about, like the positive direction that the Sharks are headed into. And Ryan Reeves is one of his keys. And, I got to say, I probably at the beginning of the season was kind of like, really? And goddamn, if he's not making me a believer. Dougie Hamilton at this point, to me, comes off as like, no, this is a head case. I do not want to get anywhere near the Sharks right now. There are better choices, my point.
I don't know. I still think you add him to this team, like, to play devil's advocate, you add him to this team, he is immediately your number one defenseman.
Yeah, but that's like saying you add Erik Karlsson to this team, he's immediately the number one defenseman. Is he good for the team outside of that? And for me, you know me, I think Erik Karlsson was not good for the room.
Sure.
And based on things that I've heard, and like, I am not the only one who believes that, and I feel Dougie Hamilton kind of falls in the same boat.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for 3 years. I don't think, but again, I don't think the money's a super issue for the Sharks. Obviously, like by the time his deal's up, like he's going to overlap with the first year of.
Throw up Cats and Rats podcast. So Dougie, avoid at all costs.
Yeah, the Devils are perplexing to me because, like, I look at this. To me, them and the Senators are the same team. they're constantly plagued by injuries. Like they just
not
cannot
where I
stay
thought
healthy.
you were going with that. I was like, wait a minute. So both teams have players that are consistently cheating on their.
So the internet says.
Whoa. Where did that come from, dude? The thing
It's
I
just
thought was
random stuff, right? It's the same thing. It's like, look at. I'm gonna say something that's not gonna be nice. Like,
send it, baby.
It's hilarious, right? Like, to me, it's hilarious because of how fucking outlandishly dumb it is. It's the same thing when like Corey Perry, like, was it Corey Perry? They said that he was sleeping with Bedard's mom and they had to get him out of Chicago. Was that Corey Perry?
Oh God, I forgot all about that.
Right, like just completely ridiculous, and you laugh and then you kind of go about your business because it's the most ridiculous thing. But like for some reason, like things like that, like they just catch on, right? And they
Now,
just catch fire.
Didn't Chicago also put out a statement?
Yes.
Oh my God. See, the fact that Ottawa not put out a statement regarding Allmark and this whole thing, I don't know that any of that shit would have come across my radar at all. Like, no. I feel like Ottawa putting out that statement.
I didn't know, and that was the first I saw of it too, because I don't really spend a lot of time on social media.
On a candle.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
And I feel bad because we don't know why, like, Linus Ullmark is away from the Senators. So I do feel like again, these are real people with real families, and I think that stuff like that is shitty.
Has anybody even mentioned like why? I mean, it's if he's got personal shit to contend with, do it. But has there been anything that has said what the deal is about Allmark? Is it okay? Well, then let the guy live his fucking life. What do we?
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, right? Like, as much as like you'll see it and you'll kind of laugh and be like, "This is completely ridiculous." Like, there are real people with real families involved, and that's super shitty, right?
Well, and to me, this is just another example of why, like, the internet, or not the internet, social media needs to end. It really, like, I'd be fine with it just ending because of stupid shit like this. Michael Misa now 2 games away from hitting 10. All indicators show that he's staying. He is staying. Yeah, they've officially said he's staying. So the Sharks have officially said he's staying. So that being said, then the Sharks officially have what till the end of the week, because they're off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they play Thursday and Friday. So that means by Friday somebody got to go. Somebody got to go, or Michael Misa can't play. Yeah. So what do you think is happening? Somebody got to go. Who gonna go? I don't know. I mean, I would, the thing, the first thing, Nick Leddy needs to get the fuck off this team. Is that going to be what happens? Probably not. It'll be interesting, obviously, because again, like the Sharks have kind of been rumored in on a couple of players now. Like there's been rumors that they've been in on Kiefer Sherwood from like Vancouver, and another guy that it seems like most fans don't want here. But go Andrew Mangiapane in Calgary, and it's like we already have, like, we don't need Andrew Mangiapane. But like there's so it'll be interesting to see if it's going to be like something where they pick a guy on the Barracuda who's on like a 2-way deal, right? And like say Samuel LaBerge, and just send him somewhere for future considerations, and you know what I mean? Yeah, no. You wonder if it's going to be something like that, or if it's going to be something like where they're going to do something bigger, where like bodies are going to move around and they're going to try to improve the team, which I don't. Again, like it depends. I don't have an issue with improving the team. Like I think what they did this Brossoit trade is fine. I have no issue with it. But I do have concerns, obviously, about getting into some of their draft capital and everything for a run that, let's be honest, is house money. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I do not want to, and I think Grier is too smart for this. I do not want to see any mortgaging of the future to try to make some sort of a quick fix now. So keep making these smart little moves here and there. But I'm right there with you. I would much rather see some low-tier player. Thank you for your service. We would appreciate some future considerations, and we need to get Misa on the books. So I'm more than happy to see that happen.
That's what I think's going to happen. That's probably going to be right. And it's going to be a situation probably where they send a guy like, I'm not, again, Samuel Laberge is a guy who makes sense to me. He doesn't play a ton for the Barracuda. He's on a 2-way deal. It makes the most sense to fuck a contract like that off for futures to a team that can absorb the hit and do whatever, right? Like that's the easiest way to do it. But don't rule out him doing something else. And again, as long as you're not dealing away significant draft capital or another guy who you could sell high on too is if you want to keep a guy like Pavlo Regenda around, you go and say, hey, what are you thinking coming this summer? And if he says, I'm going to hit free agency and that's fucking awesome, you could fuck a guy like him off. And you could do it selling pretty high right now, I would think, for a guy like Pavlo Regenda, right? Because he's a guy who you're going to lose because there's not enough games left in the season to retain him as an RFA. So he's another guy that you could trade and probably trade for like a decent, not super, I'm not saying he's going to flip you a first round pick or anything, but you could probably use him to get something pretty decent if he has no intention of sticking around.
It'd be like super fucked up. Nolan Allen goes on waivers. That's the guy that they get rid of.
I think he was playing top pair minutes for the Barracuda yesterday. I think with Jack Thompson out, like they needed that kind of shot.
Yeah, of course. So. But you get my point.
Yeah. So I think like I wouldn't be surprised if the Sharks made a move like that too, because they're look at when Will Smith comes back and Khrushchev comes back, like there's going to be too many skill players to fit in that. Like, you know what I mean? Like we know Ryan Warsofsky well enough now that he is not rolling 3 lines with no grit. Like not to say that those guys don't have grit, but like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like there's going to be only so many room for skilled guys, and some guys are going to have to go back down. So I do wonder if a guy like, if a guy like Pavlo Regenda gets sent off because you could sell high right now. And if he has no intention of sticking around beyond this year and you have no plans to stick him around beyond this year, he's a guy you could sell high on right now.
All right. Something that was announced at CES this week, the Consumer Electronics Show over there in Vegas. Evidently, Peacock is looking at adding enhancements, sadly, just for streaming for now. But typically what we've seen is that they roll stuff out for streaming, and then when it works, they go, okay, let's also put that on TV. But adding enhancements that may allow fans to mute announcers and control crowd noise. I'm going to say this is something as a sports fan I have been looking forward to for years over years. And over the course of I'm not a big college football fan, but my dad is he's from Indiana. He's like, oh, you got to pay attention to Indiana and blah, blah, blah. And right now they're number 1 and they're this close from a national championship. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch a couple of these games and see what's doing. And the other day, it was the Indiana game. I don't even remember who the hell they were playing. I know they curb stomped them like 55-15 or something. But there were 4 different versions of this game that you could watch. There was the standard version. There was like Coach's Corner version or whatever, where it was 5 different screens. Like the upper 2 was like the normal thing that you would see on TV. Then there was like the Skycam visual in the air, watching the game up and down behind the QB. Bottom left corner is one coach and his staff. The bottom right is the other coach, and bottom center is the stats, where it's like rushing yards and completions and all of that. And I'm going, all right, well, that's an awful lot of data, but okay, I'm sure some people will appreciate that. But the best version was called the Skycast, where it's watching the game up and down behind the quarterback, but audio-wise, all you hear is crowd noise, the PA announcer live at if the guy that you would hear if you were at the game live, and the band. That's it. And I got to tell you, that was a fantastic experience. So if they're going to start rolling something like that out, for all sports, oh, I am so with it. I would pay a little extra for that. Not a lot. Don't get crazy. But I would pay a couple bucks extra to have the option to be like, you know what? I really, really like listening to the crowd noise and everything like that. But the guys, the chatterboxes, maybe not so much. I'm going to mute these guys. I would so appreciate that, especially if we could get some, at least for hockey, some mics on the bench, on the penalty box. I mean, I think we would all absolutely love that. But the really funny thing, are you much of a American football fan at all?
No.
Okay.
No,
so
I watch hockey, and then more hockey.
I got you. And it's all good. I appreciate that. I will tell you, football-wise, there are some, not necessarily provocative, but they definitely evoke a certain feeling among certain sports fans where there's a former quarterback who is a color guy now by the name of Troy Aikman, used to play for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
There are people that think he is great. There are other people that are like, oh, my God, could he shut the fuck up? There's a former wide receiver from Cincinnati named Chris Collinsworth.
Yep.
Same thing. And so the funny thing is, there's some people going, okay, you can mute the announcer. Well, can we just mute specific announcers?
Can we just mute specific announcers?
Which I thought was great. I'm like,
good.
Could you imagine like putting on a Sharks game going, I enjoy Randy, but Drew, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Either way.
Jamal Mayers, mute.
Right? Jamal Mayers. Like, I appreciate you, bro,
I'm
just
grabbing
grabbing a name out of the phone. Yeah. And it's like, Shorthouse, I get enough puck guy. I don't need to hear Shorthouse. So either way, though, I appreciate it where it's just kind of like, hey, you know what? Maybe sometimes it would just be fun just to hear the ambient noise and not get inundated. I'd love the idea.
I do. Like, I like the because there's nothing like I like being at live games, right? Like, just hearing the noise and not having like commentary is good. Like, obviously, like, especially when we're watching on TV, commentary is very helpful.
Or when they're explaining something that they might have seen that you didn't.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, like that's great, right? Like, whereas I like I don't know, but I do like just like the rink noise.
Yes, and I will tell you. There was, this was so long ago, like 04, 05. My wife, she, when we were first living together, she had this huge, redonkulous big screen TV, but she had a surround sound system. And one time that I was like, connecting everything and setting it all up, I hit a button that only activated the rear speakers, turned off the front, left and right, and the center channel, killed all of that, only had the back speakers on. And for whatever reason, because of the 5.1, everything that was set up, it basically, like, you could hear the announcers, but they were so far in the distance. It was like they were like, I don't know, two guys that were sitting like a section and a half away from you.
Right.
And all you heard, you'd hear a popcorn, beer, but you could hear the on grass stuff, or like when the bat connected with the ball, when the ball was being thrown around the diamond, you heard it when it, hit that smack, and you heard all that super crisp. So it was a very similar vibe. And I will tell you, for like the next 2 years, that was the only way we watched baseball was, okay, turn off those other speakers.
Nice.
It was so awesome. But anyway, that's something that you can look forward to. That's coming to Peacock. The thing I was very interested in wanting to ask you and to the people that are watching us, it was reported that the NHL Winter Classic this year, Florida and Tampa failed, or no, I'm sorry, it was Florida and Boston, wasn't it?
Something, I don't know.
Someone. See, that's the whole thing. We don't even know.
I don't even care.
That is how we don't care. That's how poor the promotion for this. It failed.
It's not even that.
Well, it failed to reach 1 million viewers for the second consecutive year. And I got to tell you this, for me, it seems like a pretty easy fix. no matter what, you hold it on New Year's Day. You don't sit there and go, oh, well, New Year's Day falls on a Saturday this year, so we're going to move it to Sunday or what. No.
Right. No, but here's the problem, right? The problem
It
is
was
from
the
the NHL's
Rangers?
perspective. Yeah,
No
yes, the Florida
way.
Rangers. Yeah, he's right.
Florida-
Here's the
holy
problem.
shit.
It was Tampa, Boston
that's
is
right.
the stadium
That's right.
choice. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The problem is that the NHL used to have the day to themselves. And then like especially college football, we're like, no, you know what? Fuck you. We're taking this day. And obviously college football is going to be a bigger draw in the United States than the Winter Classic. The Winter Classic to me is like the All-Star game. I'm sure it's fucking amazing in person. It doesn't do anything for me on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I don't care about a game between the fucking Rangers and the Florida Panthers. I just don't care.
That's the other thing is I get so tired of it being the same fucking teams over and over and over. Like,
yeah.
I probably would have paid more attention to the Winter Classic had it had been, I don't know, the fucking the Jets and the Predators or something, just because I would have been like, oh, I've never seen these guys outside before. Okay, sure.
I don't care, but I don't care about hockey outside.
Yeah, I'm over it as
like
well.
that's the other thing. Like the novelty has so worn off. Now, if look at the Sharks,
they've driven it into the ground.
If the Sharks are playing in it, I would be all about it.
Sure, but I would watch any Sharks game.
Correct.
Right? Because that's the team I give a shit about. That's why I'm like, they've driven it into the ground, whether it's like, we're going to have the Winter Classic, the Heritage Classic, 3 stadium games, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And to what you said earlier, where it's like, no, when everybody's special, then no one is. And I feel like that's where we're at. I'm tired of the same team. Like Chicago has been in like 18 outdoor games. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking sick of it. So to me, it's like the NHL Winter Classic has failed to reach 1 million viewers for the second year in a row. What do? You stop doing it.
Yeah, make it special again.
Yeah, like either that or you just say, you know what? We're going to have one outdoor game a year. That's it. And again, you grab a hold of a date. I don't give a shit if it's New Year's, but let's just say it's New Year's Day. All right? Mm-hmm. You make it so that's the only game that's happening that day. And you promote the living shit out of it. And you don't care if it happens to fall on a particular day where there's college football or the NFL or basketball.
They just need to like be like, it doesn't matter, this is what we're doing. I understand that they know
that you associate
they're cognizant of the fact that they are, they are going to be in tough against college football and everything else, but at the same time,
certain times, yes. But again, my point is,
but those things have come and they've taken over the day. So so what are you going to do about it? Right?
Grab a fucking day and own it, because the football, they own the Thursday after Labor Day. Mm-hmm. The Thursday after Labor Day, it's conditioned. Thursday after Labor Day is opening of NFL football.
Yeah.
Right? Thanksgiving, football. Mm-hmm. Christmas, there is only football if it happens to fall on a Sunday or a Saturday. But like if it happens to fall on a particular day, then on a football day, if Christmas is on a Tuesday, no football.
Right.
But who's taking over Christmas is basketball. The NBA has like 3 huge matchups every Christmas. Mm-hmm. Hockey fucking follow suit, baby.
Well, they did for a long time. They were New Year's Day was the Winter
and
Classic.
Then for whatever reason there was some sort of conflict, and the NHL bent a knee and capitulated and said,
football, because college football came in and said, "No, it's ours now."
Yeah, and so the NHL should have said, "Don't give a fuck."
Yeah, no, I agree, but but again, I think ultimately though, it's just like I think the novelty of it is worn off.
I completely agree. So it's like, they need to figure out a way to make it special again. Good luck.
And not even, and let's be, it's one of those things where it's like, it's like the Heritage Classic. It's like, you know what? Let me tell you a little something. NHL games were never played outdoors. Even in the going back. They were always played in indoor arenas. Like,
I'll tell you, you know what might get me to watch an outdoor game?
Mhm.
And I understand that the NHL is not going to do this because it would be such an amazing loss of revenue.
Yeah.
But the thing that would get me to watch an outdoor game is if they went back to what they did during COVID, where they had that beautiful rink next to
On
Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
Now, if we all remember, what had happened
COVID.
was
Yeah,
they
there's
played like a
little
period.
pandemic thing.
Yeah, but the big thing was they had played a period,
Yeah,
and then
they
the
had to
ice
postpone it.
deteriorated, and then they had to wait 12 hours
Right.
and make up the rest of the game when it turned like midnight in Tahoe. Like, not a great thing.
Not a great look, but it was still amazing to look at. Like,
exactly. So it's like, could you imagine if they played an outdoor game like underneath Mount Rushmore, or if they, if they went to certain, like next to Yosemite, like they could find picturesque things. But the problem is when they play those in those areas, you're not going to be selling tickets. Yeah, there's not going to be any fans. It's all about being in a picturesque scene. So maybe it'll do interesting numbers on TV. It's still not going to make up for all the revenue lost in ticket sales and merch and all that shit.
Right. So you had one more thing here, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah. Well, I have two things, but to tie with that, I do want to know when the Sharks, if they're going to keep this shit going, when do the Sharks get another outdoor game? Because it's been 12 years since their stadium game. Oracle Park, where the Giants play, obvious choice. However, I would understand if it had to be at Angels Stadium, because it should be against the Ducks. The Sharks have already played the Kings. The Kings have played the Ducks, but the Ducks and the Sharks have not seen each other in an outdoor game.
I'm with you. I like it.
Right?
Especially with both teams on their eyes. Like when both teams get to their more fully functional Death Star modes, I think we should. That's
right.
Going to
be two seasons from now. And if you think about it, when they played at Levi's, that was 70,000 people. When the Kings and the Ducks played each other at Dodger Stadium, that was only 54.
Yeah.
So I think they could do that at Angel Stadium, with all the heat on Celebrini, the resurgent Sharks. Like, come on, make it happen, Captain. And I will tell you right now, I would bet that there's going to be twice as many national games for the Sharks next season just because Celebrini is, it's appointment TV.
Yeah. Who's Utah playing the next one?
Colorado.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I dig it.
Well, when I looked at it, I'm like, well, I mean, geographically, makes sense.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty fucking close. The Seahawks of Seattle, speaking of NFL, are evidently threatening their season ticket holders, which I find like hysterically awesome. This goes back to something I was saying earlier about when season ticket holders, when the team is going through a law and you can't give tickets away, they complain. Right. But then when they're selling tickets for a profit, I hear crickets. But anyway, it says, what is this? A playoff ticket resale notice. For anybody in the chat right now, I'm interested in your take on this. It says playoff ticket resale notice. Our records indicate, this is what's being sent out to season ticket holders. Our records indicate that your seats for the upcoming divisional round playoff game are currently posted for resale. As communicated prior to the 25 season, your 2026 renewal eligibility may be impacted if it is determined that your season tickets, including any playoff games, were used primarily, keyword, primarily for resale purposes. To avoid any impact to your renewal eligibility, we ask that you remove your resale listing and ensure your tickets are used by another 12. A 12 is what Seattle Seahawks call their fans, right?
Oh, okay.
We encourage you to distribute your tickets directly to friends, family members, neighbors, or community groups that will help us pack Lumen Field with blue and green. So they're basically saying, bitch, if you don't sell your tickets, if you're going to resell it, if you don't sell it to other Seattle fans, we're going to take your tickets away. Now, for me, the big key into this is because right now, football are 17 games. So you might get 8 home games, you might get 9 home games. If I go as a season ticket holder, if I go to 8 of those and then I sell the 9th one and then I sell any playoff tickets, suck a dick. I used the majority of my tickets. What's your problem? Yeah. Right? And the fact that they're going to the playoffs, of course, the value, the demand goes up. So I'm going to try to make some money and, I don't know. I just sit there and go, look, I paid you your ransom for your tickets. At that point, what I do with them after that is my business.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's probably some sort of contract that you've signed. Like there's obviously some sort of contract that goes with being a season ticket holder in Seattle. I'm assuming there's some legal whatever mumbo jumbo that you've agreed to by purchasing season tickets. But the thing that annoys me, and this annoys me in hockey very much as well, when you... Because I agree. Like it's supposed to be like everyone wants, like, it's so funny, right? Because all these people that are like running these teams, they're very much on the right side of the political spectrum. Agree?
Sure.
Yeah. What do they want?
I haven't looked into it.
Well, they're rich, so probably.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. What
do they care about the most? This free market.
Oh, I know, right?
But not like that.
my point being is just like I get it. Like you don't want to have some like corporation or whatever come in, buy like amazing season tickets, and then literally all they do is resell them for a profit. And that's all.
There was Penguins fans that bought Sharks season tickets so that they could go to the...
Yep, I remember.
So that they could go and watch Sidney Crosby skating around the Stanley Cup.
And so I hear that. And so that's my whole point. It's just kind of like, you sold the tickets for whatever. Yeah. Who gives a fuck? You got the money
I agree.
For.
Like, I think that, like, it bugs me too, annoying. Right? Because, especially because, like, let's say that the San Jose Sharks are playing the Vancouver Canucks and it's the first round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I have been a Sharks fan my entire life. As we know, like as long as they have been in the league, I have been a fan. Now, if I tried, because I'm Canadian, if I tried to buy tickets for that game in San Jose, they're not going to sell. You would have to buy tickets for me and then give them to me, because they won't sell them to me and it's the same thing whenever a Canadian team, like you see it a lot in like the Tampas, like, oh, the Leafs are here. Well, you can't buy tickets.
See, I hate I see that. I don't know how many times, whenever a team goes to the playoffs, it's like, we're only, they set it up where Ticketmaster, whoever, the ticketing agency, will only sell tickets to people that when they put in the zip code for their information only falls within like 100-mile circumference of the venue. And it's just kind of like, you're going to sell the tickets either way. What the what does it matter? And let's be honest,
Chris is right. Use the VPN. You're not wrong. I'm just using it as an example. It's an example.
My other point being is that I got to be honest. Like if I'm, like trying to make a buck or whatever, what's to stop me then from taking advantage of the fact that I do live within that 100 miles, 100%. That I buy 4 tickets or whatever, and then immediately turn around and sell them for a massive profit to, say they're, your point, say they're playing Vancouver, and I start fucking posting on Vancouver message boards going, got your tickets right here. Come get them,
Yeah, I just think that when you do things like this, like, you're encouraging, like, I think they're trying to discourage scalping, but you're just encouraging it.
Yeah, to me, it's very, like, almost compare it to the whole Napster thing or whatever, where it's like, it wasn't a problem until you made it a problem. And like music for like the 70s, the 80s, the early 90s, if you wanted one song, you didn't give a shit about the rest of the album, but there was one song in there you could buy that song for like $1.50, get a single or a 45 or whatever, a CD single for like $2. You could get it. But then the record label said, what are we doing? Wasting our time. We'll just put out the album, fuck singles. And if they want that one song, they're going to have to pay the $15 to hear it. And then that is when fans started going, fuck you. We're just going to steal it. Fuck you.
Yeah. Like Chris, by free market, I mean, you're free to use the market in ways only I like. That's right. That's how it works. That's how it always works.
Absolutely.
We're not going to derail us here. All right.
Hold on. I got one final thing here. I have a question for you.
Okay.
What the fuck happened in Chicago against the Blues on Wednesday night? The Blues are in Chicago getting bitch slapped 7-2 with 7 minutes left in the third.
Wasn't
Montgomery, Jimmy waves Binnington over to the bench. Yeah. Binnington's like, who are you talking to? Montgomery's looking down the tunnel for Hoffer, doesn't see him. Seconds later, a camera sees Hoffer like peeking around the corner going, you don't mean me, do you?
I wonder if it's a situation where like he just didn't have his gear, like because it was so late in the game. Like this was in the third period, right? So maybe
you're making my point for me.
Yeah,
he doesn't have his gear. They're down 7-2. There's 7 minutes left. Why are you pulling Binnington?
Yeah, I guaranteed Hofer already was like, this game's over. I'm just gonna take my gear off.
Was like half into the popcorn bag in the back. He didn't give a shit. He's like, there's no way. That's the whole thing. We're down 7-2. There's no way I'm going in. If I was going to go in, it would have been when it was 5-1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the fact that it's like he's I don't know. It was just one of the funniest goddamn things. But I got to say, Binnington, how does Team Canada not make a roster change if they can't already? Because, dude, how do you go with Binnington over Blackwood or Wedgwood? Explain that to me.
I can't. There's no look at. I understand what Jordan Binnington has done in playoffs. I understand what happened at the Four Nations, but to me, I don't if it's, you'd think this is a meritocracy, right? Like
you would think
it should be a meritocracy. And I understand that some guys, I think Drew Doughty's another guy, right? It's like, is Drew Doughty really in the 8 best Canadian defensemen in the league right now? Probably not, but at least Drew Doughty, you can say, okay, this guy has been there for Team Canada. Whenever they basically asked him, he's gone. So I get it. I can understand it. Yep. He's been a good soldier. It's going to be his last kick at the can. Let's be honest. Drew Doughty is pretty long in the tooth at this point. I get why you're bringing Drew Doughty, but Jordan Binnington, what are we doing?
Well, and just the Blues and the Jets this year have been man, you talk about watching a ship that you can see it sinking. Everybody around you can see it sinking, but everybody on the ship is like, what? It's fine. What
if Logan Thompson is not the goalie for most of the games in the tournament, then Canada fucked up.
I can't wait. All right, so it's short week this week for
short week.
Bizarre, the lead up between now and the Olympic break is so odd. The Sharks are going to Washington, who are currently second in the wild card, bizarrely enough, with one win over their. Well, they're on a 1-game winning streak, and then they're going to play at Detroit the following night. I don't get this off 3 days. Back to back, off 2 days, back to back.
It's a very compressed schedule right now.
It's so silly.
There's going to be, they said something I think I heard today, I think it was maybe on 32 Thoughts podcast, that 17% of the season is going to be played this month.
Yeah, I believe I heard the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, that is so weird.
That's a lot of hockey. So it's what's going to happen, right?
Averaging every other day.
Yeah. And then
no, it's when they come back from the Olympic break. I think it's everybody's going to play every other day.
Yeah, it's going to be compressed. That's another reason why you bring a guy like Brossoit in too, because it's not a situation where you can, if Askarov or Nedeljkovic goes down and again, that's not what I want, and I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does happen, you have a lot of back to back. So it's not that you can just be like, okay, Askarov, you're playing all the games, or okay, Nedel, you're going to play all the games.
Oof.
Right, you need a guy you're going to need to rely on your backup goalie as we go down especially the rest of this compressed stretch, and so having a third option is big.
So yeah, the night after Washington at Detroit, currently first in Atlanta. Who had Detroit first at the halfway mark? Okay, put your fucking hand down, you liar. Nobody did. They're in a 3-game heater right now.
Man, best coach Sharks ever had. I don't care. I know.
I'm in that boat with you. I'm in that boat with you.
I know Jumbo doesn't like him, but
Dude, I will tell you, I have vivid memory of my buddy Brett and I coming out of a game, and I remember it was, oh God, was it 2014? Like there was a little bit of a rough patch, or it might have been the 14-15 season. There was a little bit of a rough patch, and it was early on, but the Sharks had, like they'd lost 3 games in a row, but you could see like it was just whoever had been put together, it just wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And I, like it was yesterday, Brett and I are leaving the tank right at the same time Doug Wilson is coming out of the tank. And my buddy Brett goes, hey, Doug, would you mind if we got a photo? And he's like, oh, because they just lost like 4-1 or something. He's
Sure.
like, he goes, hey, next time, not tonight, boys. And I said, and my buddy goes, okay, no problem. And I said, hey, it's not Todd's fault. Just letting you know. But anyway, 9 of the next 10 are on the road.
Yeah.
So between now and the beginning of the Olympics, they only played 1 game at home versus the Rangers, and that's 49ers night. And for those of you watching, the 49ers, if you're also a fan, woo, what a game today. Holy shit. Can't wait to see them play at Seattle next week. Figure it out. But,
yeah. And the Barracuda also play a pair of games this week. They are both in Tucson.
And so are the Cuda still, kind of like top 3? Is it still working out for them?
They are third. Let me just bring it up just super quickly, just see if anything's changed.
Whip it out.
So they are in 4th right now because the Bakersfield Condors, have 1 more point. The Barracuda do have a game in hand.
But I'm looking at it. Tucson kind of sucks. 9 out of 10.
Yeah. They should handle Tucson no problem.
Well, that's all I'm hoping for.
But yeah, so they're currently in 4th. They are 20-11, 1-2.
And look at Puck Guy. 3 home games before Ian comes to San Jose. You don't scare me.
All right, let's get out of here, man.
Yeah, send us home.
Send us home. All right. In case you missed this or you want to watch this again, you can always find everything we do at tealtownusa.com. If you are watching this live, but you would rather this in a strictly audio format, you can get us anywhere you get your podcasts. What else am I supposed to say here? If you're watching live and you haven't hit the like button, what the fuck are you doing?
Right?
Hit the like button. If you want to be super hardcore, you can hit the bell. You'll be notified anytime we go live. And if you're not subscribed, now's an amazing time to do so. We are almost at 4,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, man, help us out. We're like 25 away.
Make another account.
You know what? Yeah, open like 2 more accounts and get us there, man.
Like, what are you doing? You can find everything we do at tealtownusa.com. If you are watching this after the fact, you can still you can still subscribe, you can still hit the bell. But if you weren't able to get your say in the chat, you can leave us a comment on the video. Any Pucknologists we do, I always go through the comments after and I respond when appropriate. So I always look forward to hearing your guys' feedback on the show, or things that we got wrong, things we got right, things you agree on, all that kind of stuff. Engagement is the name of the game on YouTube. So for any of you who take the time to engage with us, either be it in the chat or the comments, we definitely appreciate you doing so. And with that, final thoughts, good sir.
I have none. I think we got it all out.
Awesome. So we will see you next Sunday. And that's it. We're out of here. If I can find the button.